All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We certainly don't want to waste anybody's time and take up too much of your lunch hour here. So hi, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us to learn a little bit more about ReadySkill. My name is Emily Howard. I'm our program lead here at ReadySkill, which of course is housed in the Mid-Ohio Food Collective. Jason will talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. We'll keep this short, no more than 30 minutes. We just want to share about ReadySkill, what it is, how it can help you as our community members and social service partners. Share a little bit about some of our upcoming programs that are available to you and your clients. We are recording this session today for any friends or colleagues who are unable to attend, so I will share that link out after this webinar. But to kick us off, I'm going to first turn things over to my colleague, Jason Melton, who is our growth and partnership lead, to give a little background on who we are at ReadySkill.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Melton. As Emily mentioned, I'm our growth and partnership lead. And so today I'm going to share a little bit more about ReadySkill. We're going to do a quick demo so you can see what the experience looks like itself. And at the end of this, we're interested and hopeful that you'll want to be part of the experience and have the impact in the community. As Emily had mentioned, we are born and being incubated out of the Mid-Ohio Food Collective. Our founder, Nick Davis, the Chief Platform Officer for the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, recognized that as people were coming in to get food, and he said, hey, how's it going? Is it a positive and easy experience? They said, yes, Nick, it's great, but I also need a job. And Nick, having some background in education, said, well, why can't we connect people with skilling opportunities and employers in order to help them advance their career opportunities and outlook? And so you can see a number of institutions and organizations that have jumped on board early. They're excited and looking forward to having the impact we're all talking about here today. So what is ReadySkill? At the 30,000 foot level, we work to help students or learners address hurdles and overcome barriers to be successful on their skilling journey. And we do that by leveraging social services like many of you on the call here provide. So on the learner or user side, we believe they'll primarily engage via mobile app. So you can see on the left there is our mobile app, and I'll show you a little bit about that experience. And we connect them with the social services, housing, food, case managers and coaching, employers, and opportunities to be successful along that journey to support them to acquire skills and find their opportunity of the future. So let's dive just briefly deeper into each of those three parts. So our learners need resources to support them while they are working on acquiring these new skills. So what we do is we match folks with the jobs and skilling opportunities. We have an opportunity to sponsor the learners along that journey. So employers or philanthropic funding can support them along that journey. And you'll see a little video running on the side here of what that experience looks like. And I'll show you that in more detail here in just a minute. We connect them with the social services to provide a holistic experience along that journey. And we're leveraging advanced technologies and creating an intuitive experience based on the experience from other platforms that learners likely already have today. On the employer side, employers gain access to a pipeline of skilled and diverse talent. And, this is something that I talk to employers about a lot. It has been very well received by the employer community. They're really excited to have a way to have the impact in their community. And not only that, but tap into this pipeline of skilled talent. So we're offering them insight into their talent pipeline with faster and predictable talent. It does give them time along that journey to evaluate candidates, and we have something called a ready ship, so they'll have a little bit of a project so an employer can see how this individual does with some actual work. We do have the ability to create customized learning programs to hopefully meet their employment needs, and they've all been really excited about the potential impact for community engagement, diversity, and inclusion. And finally, we're going to talk about what you as social service providers, by participating in this, can gain and leverage. So social service providers are a key piece to making this equation successful. It allows you to track the progress of an individual over time and the impact in the community. We'll show you a little bit more about that. This is the areas we're getting into it that we are looking for your participation and feedback if you'd like to find out what you'll see some reports running on the side there. What some of the reporting needs you might have, what might be most valuable to surface to you for the success of the individual and of the program. We can create milestones, and we're working to incorporate a predictive engine to improve the impact of this over time. So what we believe are a key piece of our theory of change is holistically supporting the individual along this skilling journey by connecting them with the resources they need, universities and skilling programs, social service providers, coaching and mentorship, and employers and career services. And from there, I'm going to take over control here and show you a little bit about what this experience looks like. Okay, I'm not sure I'm on the right screen. Let me take another stab at that. Okay, Emily, you got me there? Can you see the, yep. Okay. So say hello to Winnie Bakersfield. Winnie is a participant in our program, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of Winnie's journey. And I'm going to show you a little bit of what the employers can see to recruit. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I just want you to be aware of what it is. And then I'm going to show you what the social service providers will see when you get into the platform. So you can see our friend Winnie here. Here are the services that Winnie has indicated she needs, and I'll show you how we got that. Here are the programs that Winnie is qualified or matched to, and she can dig into each of those to find out a little bit more information about those programs. Here is her skilling program. So Winnie is currently pursuing a database specialist certificate. We're doing some things with badging to not only encourage Winnie to continue to be successful, but also to allow employers to see what Winnie is doing with her time while she's in the program. So let me show you how we got that information about Winnie. So we ask Winnie questions like, what do you like to do? I like to develop a spreadsheet using computer software. It's one sample question. We're using a nationally recognized career matching model here. So we're using an industry standard. But now we have some data that we can match Winnie with career opportunities and skilling pathways. So now we know Winnie's a thinker, she's organized, she's a creator, helper, and so on. This is where we begin our social determinants of health intake process. So we have a sample question here, just one. Winnie, during your time here, what do you feel will be blockers to you being successful in your educational journey? And Winnie says, I need childcare, I need help putting food on the table, I'm going to need some help with bills. So we click next. Now that takes Winnie to her dashboard, and this is where Winnie can continue to investigate and pursue and explore career pathways and skilling opportunities. A couple other things I'll bring to your attention in this view Winnie has. We have a news feed, so we can let Winnie know the exciting opportunities happening around the community, networking opportunities, or things that may be of interest to her. But more importantly, the messaging platform. One of the key things we heard in our initial interviews with people going through their own skilling journey is that by trying to connect them with a variety of social services, employers, coaches, that the communication became overwhelming. So we've worked to consolidate that into one view, and I'll show you how this allows you to connect with people like Winnie. So I'm going to jump over to the employer view. So now you've seen what Winnie's experience looks like and how Winnie gets matched with employers and skill pathways and social services. Here's what an employer will see on their end. They can come in here and they can search and filter and look for people to engage and recruit through the platform. But let's take a look at our friend Winnie. If you remember that intake process, we were able to see that Winnie's a thinker, a persuader, a creator. So we offer that information up to employers. But employers can also see the badging. They can see what other things Winnie has been doing with her time in the program. They can see what skills Winnie has acquired, and they can search by those. And they can capture some notes if they have a conversation with Winnie. And let's say during this journey, they say, hey, Winnie, you look like an interesting candidate for a program we have. They can click here and they can reach directly out to Winnie to communicate directly with her. So that's how employers can engage and find Winnie. Let's take a look at you as a social service provider, what that experience looks like for you. So what you'll see here is a list of the people that you would be working with. And here again is our friend Winnie. So let's say you're talking with Winnie and Winnie indicates to you, hey, I may need some help. Maybe you're providing them transportation as a service, and Winnie indicates she needs childcare, and you say, hey, somebody in our network, one of our partners offers childcare, or we're the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, so they offer food. So let's use that example. So here you can say, okay, here's some more information we have about Winnie. Here are the resources Winnie has indicated that she needs. Here are the services she is enrolled in or participating with. You can see other activities, when the referral was made, what kind of things Winnie has been engaging in on her social service support journey. You can see the social determinants of health questionnaire to see what her initial intake questions were. And you too can capture some notes about Winnie in order to maintain that continuity of communication. But in this process, Winnie has indicated, hey, transportation that you've been providing me is great, but I need food. So what do you do about that? You can come in here and you can search for the provider that provides food. In this case, you would reach out to your contact at the Mid-Ohio Food Collective and you'd say, hey, Jason, my friend Winnie here has indicated that she may need a little bit of help putting some food on the table. Can you work with Winnie to help her through that? And then that person can pick up at that point as a referral and work with Winnie to navigate the referral process and make sure Winnie gets the help that she needs. So you can see here that in your dashboard, you'll have people coming in and people that you're working with that you may put in here that you want to connect with other people in the network in order to make it all hum and get everybody connected. Here's a view of your messaging center. So when you log in the morning, you can see how many active conversations you have going. You can see any unread messages you may have from the folks you're working with. And here is the insights and reporting dashboard that we've talked about that we're really interested in trying to make your lives and your organization's lives easier by supplementing, augmenting, providing additional data that will support your reporting needs. So you can come in here and look at the number of people you've supported, the number of people engaged. You can look at impact. We're still working on some of these reports. So if you'd like to provide feedback on this, we would certainly welcome it. But once we start having that data, we can start to become not only predictive, but prescriptive in nature so that the community as a whole knows how to support individuals by providing insights like graduation rates may be higher for sponsored programs. So once we have this data, really the reporting capabilities are fairly unlimited. It's just a matter of do we have the data in order to surface it in a meaningful way for you. So that's where I'm going to stop the demo here. And Emily, if you want to bring our
Absolutely.
screen back up. So overall, what we believe the benefits of working with ReadySkill and participating in this experience, and allow me to say right now, there's no cost to you to participate in this, right? This is simply you agree to participate in this, that you'll check the channel, you'll be notified when there are new messages that come your way. And we hope that in this, you'll find value to wanting to connect the people you're working with the other services in the network and in the community. So we believe the benefits to ReadySkill are providing a coordinated, centralized, holistic care and support. You have the ability to directly message with clients, consolidating a lot of that communication. There's a database and directory of resources to make referrals to other participants in the network. And you saw the data at the end there. We're able to provide individual and aggregate data on client success. So what are we looking for from your participation? First, to explore becoming part of the ReadySkill network and being part of this experience and journey to support people along their pathway. To use the ReadySkill platform, put a couple of people in there to manage the cases, communicate with them, serve clients, and we'll work with you to support you in a very high touch fashion to make sure that you're successful and that it doesn't disrupt the existing care you're providing. We certainly want your feedback. We want to make the lives better for not only our participants and citizens, but also for social service providers as part of the network. And right now we do have some skilling pathways open that we're excited to share. So if there are people that you're serving or working with today, we would certainly welcome your referral into those particular programs. And that's what Emily is going to expand upon next.
Yes, thank you, Jason, for that demo and overview of what ReadySkill is and how we think it can help our community. So we're passionate about helping learners find their best opportunity and recognize that there's way more to success than just learning a new skill. So our first pathway program, which is sponsored by Feeding America, is starting in mid-February. We are looking for 50 individuals who want to learn a certificate or want to earn a certificate in either TABLEAU Data Analytics or SALESFORCE Administration. Both of these are through Franklin University. And while the learners go through that certificate, we'll support them with social services, coaching, career support, all the things that we believe will lead to a better paying job and stability, breaking the cycle of poverty, et cetera, all the things that we're working towards together as a community. So there are no prerequisite courses for either certificate. These are software-based programs. So the target audience of folks, I think, is folks who have a decent degree of digital literacy. Many of our applicants have some college experience, but maybe needed to drop out because life got in the way. but all that's required is a high school degree or equivalent. So the other eligibility criteria we're looking for is learners who live in Central Ohio and have a laptop or personal computer that is internet connected and can run software. So that's it. So if you have folks in mind, there's no income or public assistance eligibility requirements. It's pretty basic. And the program is free to learners, most importantly. It's funded by Feeding America and some of our employer sponsors. And it's fully online. It's about 10 to 15 hours a week. So it is a bit of a commitment and will last about 6 months or so. I also want to touch on, as I was saying, we don't think technical skills alone are enough to get and be successful in that higher paying job. So we just wanted to give you a snapshot of some of the other things that are built into and around the program. This is kind of the timeline for the Feeding America pathway. They'll start with us in February, where we'll help them select which certificate is the right fit. I want to say that too, if you have clients in mind, they don't need to decide between Salesforce Administration or Tableau Data Analytics. They can come to us. They have to do one or the other. So but we'll help them figure out which one is the right fit based on some of the assessment tools that Jason was mentioning earlier. They'll meet with a case manager to help the learners with any social services they might be qualified for or need. That could be food support through the Mid-Ohio Food Collective or something like help with rent or utilities or counseling. They'll also meet with a coach, a career coach, who will help the learners identify and work towards their goals. As they go through the program and sort of get to the end of their skilling journey, we'll also be helping them with career support. So we'll work on the soft skills, we'll work on resumes and interviewing, and then connect them to the network of employers that Jason is working with. So when they've completed that certificate, they can have the opportunity to be recruited and find that better paying job. So these are kind of the highlights for referring any clients. If you have folks who might be interested, we're recruiting now. We will take applicants through mid-February. So the February 1st deadline is not hard and fast. We'll get started, I think, the 3rd week of February. So we'll take folks up until then. The application is very short, and I'll show it to you now. Very simple. It's just a handful of demographic intake questions. They'll have a brief interview with a member of the ReadySkill team. So you'll see it's pretty simple, hopefully non-invasive. And we'll just use this to kind of get a feel. We want it to really be a conversation, that interview, to get a feel if this is something that they're ready to take on. So very simple. I'll drop the link in the chat after this call. And like I said, they'll just have a 30-minute conversation with a member of the ReadySkill team. And again, we're just looking for folks who are living in Central Ohio with a high school degree or equivalent and have a laptop that can run software programs and is connected to the internet as the program is online. We also want to tease a little bit some of our other upcoming programs. Some of you may be involved in Resiliency Bridge, which is happening now. That has 9 career pathways and can be found on our website as well, and also supports learners with wraparound services like housing and social support, coaching, counseling, those type of things. It has a little bit more stringent eligibility criteria around household income. So all of that information is on our website. So feel free to check that out. But there's a lot of folks in the Franklin County community that are involved in that effort. And we also are working on 2 pathways running later this year on healthcare and sustainability. And those are from corporate investment in the community. So keep an eye out, stay tuned for that. We'll certainly let you know when those opportunities are up and available for enrollment as well. And we'll have some other open enrollment opportunities on our app as the app becomes more robust and we're launching in public. So next steps, what we're asking from you today is to certainly keep ReadySkill in mind as a support and skilling opportunity for any community members you might be working with. Many of our programs are free or heavily subsidized, and we're looking for opportunities that get folks to at least $19.83 an hour. So we're looking for those higher paying, sustainable, non-disrupting, livable wage jobs. And stay tuned. The ReadySkill app will be available for download publicly this spring. Our engineers are hard at work on that effort. And as we mentioned, we're looking for your participation and your feedback on how we can make the system work better for you. We really want this to be a community effort and understand that we need y'all's buy-in and your expertise in how we can make this the most effective for you. So that takes us to the end of our scheduled programming, but we certainly want to make sure that we answer any questions that you might.
Yeah, I've had a couple of Q&As come in, Emily. Some of them I've just been answering in the Q&A channel. One that I wanted to ask was, are there any specific requirements for the laptops, or will a Chromebook do?
That is a great question. I believe a Chromebook will actually not work, and I'm glad you asked that. I will post in the chat. These are Franklin University's minimum technical requirements. And I believe they specifically said that a Chromebook will not work, unfortunately, because they'll be running data visualization software. They just find that the Chromebook does not, you can't download certain softwares with that. So I will post that link in the chat. But great question.
Can you share a little bit about the makeup of the current cohort that is forming for the first two pathways?
Absolutely. And we're very excited about this. We have a great number of admitted learners already. We have found it's largely folks of color who have some college experience, but like, as I said, it's not required. We have a pretty even split of folks that are interested in Tableau data analytics or Salesforce administration. A lot of folks are employed part-time or not employed, and we have some that are working full-time who want just the opportunity to upskill, to get a new skill, looking for a better paying job, trying to switch industries. We're kind of running the gamut in terms of why folks are coming to our door, which is fabulous. I think we're really excited about how we can help them with coaching and individual development. I think that's certainly an avenue that's not always available to folks. And so we're really excited about the opportunity to provide them with some of those wraparound services.
Excellent. When will case managers be able to use the platform for referrals or client communication?
That's a great question. I think as the app is going live here in the spring, we'll be rolling out some more specific onboarding materials around getting social service partners and our employer partners and all the fabulous community members that will be contributing to ReadySkill onto the platform and being able to use it. So like I said, the app will be ready a little bit later this spring, and we'll be in touch about next steps there.
Thanks. Who is providing the coaching and mentoring services? Is it ReadySkill staff?
That's a great question. So we were working with some community partners for some of the coaching services. Specifically for this first pilot program will be Jewish Family Services is providing coaching as a standalone service. And each of our learners will get at least 3 sessions with a coach. However, many of the ReadySkill team have a background in leadership development and education. So we have team members and staff members here at ReadySkill who will be keeping all these trains running at the same time and providing coaching and mentorship services as well. So one of our team members, Benti, will serve as a navigator for all of the learners to make sure that they're staying on track with their learning, with their coaching, with their social services. We'll be doing some structured mentoring programs that we are facilitating. So ReadySkill will be the through line, and we'll be overseeing all of the program design. But we may be relying on some community or talking to some community members about providing services like coaching or financial literacy workshops or resume workshops. We have so many wonderful resources in Central Ohio to utilize. And so we really do believe this is a team and community effort.
Awesome. And I will add, there's currently no questions. I'll give everybody a chance to ask one last question, but in case and stop me if you've already covered this, Emily, as I was typing while you were talking to answer some other questions. So we will be following up with each of you individually. We're happy to, you'll have a copy of the recording from today's session. If other folks on your team you think should see the session, they can, I believe, still register after the fact to watch the video. Is that correct, Emily?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you've got more people on your team that you think should be aware or see it, by all means, please share. We'd welcome that. We'll reach out to you if you want us to pull a call together with you and some of your colleagues, your team. We're happy to do another round and go a little bit more in depth on any of the pieces of this you'd like. Our leader, Nick Davis, will be reaching out to your leadership. That's how we were able to connect with all of you today, to just get their thoughts and feedback and figure out if this is something that you guys would like to participate in. So if seeing this, you think you already know that you'd like to participate, feel free to let your leadership know so that they know whether this is to be discussed further kind of conversation when our leader is reaching out to them. There are currently no further questions. So Emily, if you have anything you want to close us up with, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to echo what Jason said. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. I'm putting my email in the chat. And I'll also, like I said, I'll circulate the link to the recording and then also share just a PDF of the slides that we shared today. It might be helpful to look around and circulate among your teams. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. And we are here and ready to answer any questions you might have at any time. So you can always find us. But thank you guys so much and look forward to working with you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.